But to begin tonight's class, I'm just going to take a deep breath. Just want you to set your intention for your practice. And we'll begin by centering ourselves. We'll use our breath. We'll use pranayama to center ourselves. So, sitting cross-legged or sitting whatever way is comfortable. Dropping the shoulders, engaging the bandhas. That's the center of your pelvis. Just imagine you can engage that. Behind your solar plexus. And tucking your chin ever so slightly. That makes your spine long. We'll set the intention for the practice and we'll breathe in. We'll accept the breath in. We'll accept space. When we breathe out, we'll surrender to the universe and experience emptiness. So we breathe in acceptance. Hold the space. And breathe out, surrender. Surrender to emptiness. Emptiness terrifies us, many people. But in emptiness you can have true creativity. You have a blank canvas. So, just want to do a little more breathing. We're going to let go of the day, let go of the worries, let go of the cares, just let go of everything and breathe. Hold the breath, surrender and hold the emptiness. So if you want to come to lying down, or if you want to continue sitting cross-legged, we're just going to go around the body in a rotation of consciousness. So, I want you to imagine the feelings in your toes. Then moving into the soles of your feet. The feelings in your ankles. Your calves. Your shins. Your knees, your thighs, hamstrings, where your glutes touch the floor. Just imagine the feeling. Your hips, your whole pelvis, your lower back, your abdomen, your lateral muscles. Just moving up to your solar plexus, the core of yourself. Your lower ribs. Your middle back. Coming up to your chest. Your upper ribs. Your shoulder blades. Imagine the feelings in your fingers, sensations of the palms, your thumbs, your wrists, your forearms, your elbows, your biceps and triceps, your shoulders, just moving in along your shoulders to your neck. Allowing your tongue to fall from the roof of your mouth. Just being aware of the feelings of the muscles in your face, the space between your eyebrows, the whole scalp to the crown of your head. And just breathing. So you've set your intention for your practice. What would you like to achieve from your practice this evening? Feeling the breath. We're going to follow the breath from the practice. And we're going to move in what's called a vinyasa flow. So we're going to move. So if you're lying down, I want you to bring your knees towards your chest. Bring your chin up, so tuck your chin towards your chest. Cross your ankles and just rock yourself up into sitting. So when you're sitting, we're going to wake up our spine. So from here I want you to just bring up your elbows. Sitting, keeping your shoulders roughly down. It's not so easy to keep them down all the way. And I want you to bring in your abdomen, and as you do, drop your head and arch your spine. So coming back to neutral now, sitting up nice and tall, we're going to do the opposite. We're going to drop the shoulders down, drop the elbows down, make the neck nice and long, and just push your chest out and arch your spine forwards. Breathe in. Now what we're going to do here with these two movements, we're going to create a vinyasa. So we're going to move, bring the elbows up, we're going to move forward, we're going to breathe out. Then with the opposite, we're going to push the belly forward and breathe in. So following the breath, breathing out, compress the chest, elbows up. Breathing in, opening the chest, dropping the elbows, allowing the head to fall back. Breathing out. And then breathing in. Really bring in the abdomen now when you breathe out. Opening the chest when you breathe in. So we're just going to do it once more. And breathing in. Now we're going to add a new movement. So it's going to be a little rock and roll. So we're going to move in those two positions, but we're also going to move now into a circle. So we're going to breathe in and open our chest like so, like we've been doing. And then as we move to neutral, we're going to move to the right. And then come around and fold up. Bring in the abdomen. And opening the chest, we're going to go circular and then move. It's quite difficult. It takes a little bit of practice, but we'll try it. So we'll try it again. So we're going to go over to the right and swing around and bring our elbows up and fold in. Breathe out. Then to the left, we're going to make the circle complete. Open our chest, opening up and breathe in. We're going to try the circle again, so we're going to move to the right, bring in the abdomen, bring up the elbows, drop the head and breathe out. Opening the chest, moving to the left and breathing in. So we're really moving our spine in a circle. So we're going to try one final one, that's it. One final circle. So remember, we're moving from the right to the left. And we're going to compress the chest first, and then we're going to open the chest and bring it back. So we're going to move forward. We're going to compress, squeezing in the abdomen. And moving to the left, we're going to move up, then open. So we're just waking up our spine. So we're going to wake it up again. So this time it's going to be a much more lateral movement. So I want you to place your left hand on the ground lightly. Now, you're going to get yourself nice and long, the spine is going to be nice and long, so engaging the foot pandas, the center of the pelvis, behind the solar plexus, tucking the chin. Nice long spine, slide the left hand away. And as you slide away, when you get as far as you can, start to drop down your elbow. It doesn't have to reach the ground, it's fine if it doesn't go to the ground, it's fine. What I want you to do then is take your right hand and extend it up as far as you can. Now you should begin to feel a stretch right in your lateral muscles, just there, on your right hand side. And then we're going to put them under a little bit more tension, but we're also going to breathe out to make sure that we relax those muscles. So breathing in, hold the breath, and then breathe out and relax, and just bring that right arm right over. There you go. Now trying to keep your sit bones on the ground, so you're trying to keep your glutes on the ground. And breathing. So turn your gaze upwards towards your right hand, open your chest towards the ceiling and breathe in. So breathe in and hold, and breathe out in gentleness. And then breathe in, we're going to come back to center. So we're going to do the same on the left. Taking a nice deep breath in. And slide away the hand and breathe out. Your right hand is sliding away. And dropping down the right elbow. And extend the left hand straight up, breathing in. Turn the palm down. I'm going to bring it over to make a C shape. That's it, keeping the sit bones on the ground. Now when you get down as far as you can, you should feel a stretch in the lats, and we're going to look up towards your left hand, opening the chest, and breathing in. So breathe in and hold, and then breathe out and hold. And breathing in, then we're going to come back to center. Really good. Okay, so we're going to do a cat-cow. So for that we need to come to all fours. So when we come to all fours, your wrists are going to be underneath your shoulders, and your knees are going to be underneath your hips. And if you can, point your toes away. If it's more comfortable to have your toes up, that's fine. If you can point your toes away, that's okay. So a cat-cow is when we're going to wake up our spine a little bit more. So we're going to drop our belly down towards the ground, which is arching our spine. We're going to lift our head straight up and look up as much as we can. Then breathe in. Then we're going to do the opposite. We're going to bring our spine up towards the ceiling, and then we're going to drop our head down. Just let it fall. Arch the spine, arch the shoulders, and breathe out. And then we're going to drop down again. Drop the belly down, arch the spine, look up, breathe in. Opening the chest, opening your heart. Then dropping it down, arching the spine up towards the ceiling, bringing in the abdomen, breathing out. So do it again. This is going to be number 3. Breathe in, hold, and then breathe out. Arch the spine up, drop the head. So following the breath, we'll begin round number 4, and then arching the spine up. Dropping the belly, looking up. That's the beginning of number 5, and then dropping it down. Drop down your head, arch the spine up. Dropping the belly down, bringing the head up, rounding the shoulders. So following your breath. That's number 6. Breathing out, dropping down the head, lifting up the abdomen. Number 6. We're just going to go to 10. So this is 7. The last round for me, I hope you're in the same pace. So dropping down the belly, opening the chest, breathing in. And then the last one, we're bringing up the belly, bringing up the spine, dropping the head down. So that's 10. So taking a deep breath here now. So we're going to really ground ourselves here. So really push your hands into the ground. So you want your weight in your hands to be behind your small finger, behind your pointing finger, and pushing your wrist, your hand, whereas directly underneath your wrist into the ground, and also your knees are hip distance apart and your toes are pointing away. What we're going to do, we're going to find some focus. So when we find focus, sometimes the best thing to do is to look at the wall and find a spot to look at. I'm trying to move into the camera. Okay, so for this, I want you to extend your right leg away. Just point your toes away. Don't lift it up too high yet. Do you notice I said yet? And from here, find your focus and then lift up your left hand. So your right leg is pointing away and your left hand is pointing away. All you want to do is hold this pose and breathe. Now if you found the focus, this is a nice pose, breathing. If you think you can, bend your right knee. Bring your left hand back and take hold of your right foot with your left hand. So you're binding. Just take a deep breath. Breathe. If you can do it, it's fine. If not, stay in bird dog and breathe. And just coming to release. Coming back to all fours and breathing. Remember, finding your weight now again, finding your position, finding your balance. So we're going to have to do the opposite, just to keep the balance in the body. So I want you to extend your left foot away. Point the toe if you can. And bringing up your right hand, finding your focus and balance, and breathe. Breathe in and hold. Breathe out and hold. And if you think you can, bending up your left knee, taking hold of your right foot with your, no, that's wrong way around. No, your left foot with your right hand, that's right. And breathing. Find that focus. One more deep breath. Just let it go and coming back to all fours. From here, we're just going to come up into downward dog. So pat your feet a little bit. Step them back if you want to. And breathe. So downward dog is a resting pose in yoga. And a transition. So I want you to begin walking your feet forward until you're coming to a hanging forward, sitting forward bend. So there's no strain in your back, you're folding through your hips. You're almost sitting down, so you're not pulling on your hamstrings. And from here, I just want you to come straight up until you're standing. And from standing, I want you to come into a pose called Tadasana, which is mountain pose. Your feet are hip distance apart. Your calves are engaged, your ankles are soft, your knees are soft, your thighs are engaged. You lift up and out of your pelvis, you drop your shoulders. I want you to sweep your hands straight up towards the ceiling. So they're pointing up. And from here, taking a deep breath now, finding that focus we spoke about. And I want you to begin by standing up on your toes. And breathe. And slowly coming down, I want you to keep your hands up, dropping the shoulders. And I want you to sit down as if you had a chair, keeping your hands up. They'll angle a little bit. Now, from here we need to tuck this pelvis. You see my spine is bent, so just need to tuck it. So you just need to push your pelvis forward a little bit. Breathing. And slowly begin extending. You're straight. Bring your hands down into prayer position in front of your chest. And from here we're going to move into a different position. We're going to move into tree pose. So I want you to put your concentration into your left foot, behind your big toe, behind your small toe and your heel. And I want you to slowly start bringing up the sole of your right foot towards your left thigh, placing it lightly. Now the ideal situation in this is where you can open your hip. So finding that focus, that one point to look at, bringing your hands into Angelina Mudra if you can, and then extending your hands straight up, lifting up and out of the pelvis. And breathe. One more breath. Bringing the hands down into Angelina Mudra again. Coming back to standing. So we're going to try the other side. So, put your concentration, your consciousness into your right foot. So behind your big toe, behind your small toe. And I want you to bring up your left foot. And taking hold of your left ankle, placing the sole of your left foot somewhere against your right thigh, allowing your hip to open. Bring your hands into Angelina Mudra in front of your chest. Deep breath. Lift up and out of your pelvis. And breathe. Find that focus. One more breath. Fantastic. So I want you to come back into Tadasana. So your feet are hip distance apart again. Ankles are soft. Thighs are engaged. Calves are engaged. Knees are soft. Lift up and out of the pelvis. So from here, I want you to put your concentration, just as you did before, into your left foot. And what you want to do then is take hold of your right foot with your right hand. Now, if you can just take hold of your foot, that's fine. If you take hold of your ankle, that's okay. If you can touch your ankle and turn your hand so that your toes are resting in the palm of your hand and your fingers are touching your wrist or your ankle. If you can do that, that's good too. I want you to bring up your left hand straight up in the air and then push your right foot into your right palm. And as you do, lean forward slightly. You're coming into what's called dancer's pose. And breathe. Find that focus. Lift up and out of the pelvis and breathe. Breathe in and hold. And breathe out and hold. Then coming down to Tadasana again. Take a nice deep breath. Setting your intention for your practice, finding that peace. Then, taking your consciousness into your right foot, behind your big toe, behind your small toe and your heel. I want you to take hold of your left foot or your left ankle, or placing your toes into the palm of your left hand. Bringing up your right hand straight up into the sky and push your left foot away. Push it into your palm. And breathe. Last breath. And just coming down. Brilliant. So we're going to come back to all fours. So come down onto your knees, then onto your hands. So your wrists are underneath your shoulders. Your knees are underneath your hips. Turn under your toes. Just pushing yourself back into downward dog. Paddle your feet a little bit if you want to try and extend those hamstrings, but don't worry. They are what they are. Now from here, you're going to extend your left leg away. Hold that pose for a moment.
Then bring your left foot all the way forward to your left hand. Turn down your right heel. So you turned in your foot ever so slightly. So you're coming into a lunge pose. Then you're going to bring up your torso. Now, if you think you can, I want you to bring your hands behind your back, taking hold of your elbows, or alternatively, I want you to bring your hands into prayer position. So Angelina Mudra behind your back. Now from here, you can see my belly is quite extended, my spine is arched. I want you to start dropping your head back and arch your spine. This is quite a difficult pose, so breathe. Now, breathing. Lots of breath. We're going to keep this pose for a little bit. Push into the back leg. Now, if you think you can, folding forward with your hands behind your back. Begin folding forward and slowly straightening your left leg. Breathe. One more breath. I want you to bring your hands down, step back your left foot, come into downward dog, and rest. Breathing deeply. Now we have to do the right side. Whatever we do on the left, we have to do on the right for balance. So extending your right leg away, holding three-legged dog for a moment, and breathing. And extending your right leg all the way forward to your right hand, turn down your left heel. We're going to bring up the torso, and take hold of your elbows behind your back if you want to, or bring your hands into Angelina Mudra, behind your back. And then, bending the knee, getting into that lunge, arching the spine, looking up at the sky, breathing deeply. Just remember now to keep your knee lined up with your middle toe. And if your knee has gone past your ankle, step your foot forward. Breathing. Just two more breaths. There's one. Then, slowly folding forward. And as you do, try to straighten that right knee. Breathing deeply. Each time you breathe out then, you should be able to go a little bit more. So breathe in, and bring in the abdomen and fold forward. And bringing down your hands, stepping your right foot back, coming into downward dog. Paddle the feet a little bit if you want to. Should be warming up now. It'll be a lot easier to do that. Okay, so I want you to extend your left leg away. And I want you to bring it forward so that your knee is coming down behind your left hand. So, but it's maybe a foot away from your left hand. Then I want you to bring your left heel across your body so that your heel is now underneath the soft part of your right hip. And slide the right leg away. So this is a pose the doctor will give you. He will tell you to do this if you have bad sciatica. This stretches your sciatic nerve. So the heel of your left foot is underneath the right hip. Your knee is almost under your elbow. Your left knee is under your left elbow. So you're coming up and you arch your spine. You're coming into pigeon pose. So breathing deep. If you'll notice your breath in this position, you breathe into your belly, like in most back bends. Your abdominal breathing. So you're using your abdomen to breathe. You're pushing your diaphragm up and down. This is very good for taking control of your body, especially if you have any sort of panic attacks or anxiety.
just to breathe into the abdomen. So just one more breath here.
What we're going to do is bring the hands forward, plant them firmly, turn under the right toe, and push ourselves back into downward dog. Adho Mukha Shavasana. So now we're going to extend the right leg away, three-legged dog. Then bring your right heel underneath your left hip. Your right knee is pointing out, so it's almost underneath your right elbow. So we're going to start sliding down. If you can, make contact between your left hip and your right heel. You can start walking your hands back a little bit.
We're going to arch the spine and look up and breathe. Deep breath. So what I want you to do now is bring your hands down, plant them.
I want you to push back with your hands, coming back into downward dog. So paddle your feet a little bit if you want to, because those hamstrings will be warming up now a little bit. Now I want you to drop your knees down, point your toes away, bringing your hands into Angelina Mudra in front of your chest. So I hope you're all with me. I will be posting this video anyway if you want to do it again later. And it's a better quality, it's a different angle. Never mind. Okay, from here, we're just going to do a quick Katu Pranam, which means we're going to drop our hands down. We're going to arch our spine. So we're coming into a pose where your ankles are pointed. No, your heels are pointed away. Your toes are pointed away. And you're sitting on your heels. Arching the spine, dropping the head back. Making a half moon pose. It's going to come down with your hands and slide away and stop your hands where you think your chest is about to land. So you're going to bring down your bodies. Your chest is going to hit the ground here. Now, so your bum is in the air, your knees are touching, your chest is on the ground, your chin is on the ground, and I want you to push with your hands until your spine arches and you lift up your torso. So you're coming into upward dog. Your toes are pointing away. Breathing. So from here, turn under your toes, push yourself back into downward dog. So we're going to come into a lunge. So, three-legged dog, right leg is all the way away, bring it all the way forward to your right hand, drop down your left knee, point your left toes away. So we're coming into a lunge. We're going to make a half moon pose. So I want you to bring your palms together, drop them down, arch the spine, bring palms up through the center line. So you're coming into Chandrasana, which is half moon pose. And from here, if you think you can, I want you to turn your left toes and lift your left knee off the ground. Breathing. Dropping down the left knee, pointing the left toes away, bringing down the hands, stepping back the right leg to join the left, and we're coming back into downward dog. So breathing. So I want you to extend your left leg away, bring it all the way forward to your left hand, drop down the right knee, point the right toes away. So you're in that lunge position. Bringing your hands into Angelina Mudra, bringing your hands up through the center line, arch the spine. It's coming into Chandrasana again. Breathe, opening the chest. If you think you can, and you want a challenge to go deeper, turn onto your right toes, lift your right knee from the ground, and breathe. Bringing down the right hand, stepping your left foot back into that Adho Mukha Shavasana, downward dog. Now, you've done a lot of work. You deserve a child's pose. So bring down your knees, point your toes away, bring your heels together, knees together, sit back in your heels.
this is Thunderbolt pose. And what I want you to do, bring your hands down, slide them away, and drop your head down. When your head is down, bring your hands back towards your heels. You're in the pose of a child. So we're just going to do a couple of more poses and then we'll get into relaxation. So I want you to sit up, come back into Thunderbolt pose. So that's where you're kneeling, your torso is up nice and straight, hands is in Angelina Mudra in front of your chest. And from here, we're going to come into a lunge again, but it's going to be a lunge with a difference. So I want you to slide your hands all the way forward, as far as they go, into all fours. Turn under your toes, push back into downward dog again. Rest in downward dog for a moment. So I want you to extend your left leg away. Three-legged dog. Bring it all the way forward to your left hand. Turn down your right heel, turn in your foot. So you're coming into that lunge. Now, you might notice here that your left ribs are resting on your left thigh. So that's good. That's where we want to stay. So your torso is resting on your thigh. Bringing in your left hand inside your left foot. Okay, so this is a little bit complex. Now, we're going to go a little bit deeper in this. So I want you to twist from your waist. So keeping that contact between your torso and your thigh, I want you to extend your right hand straight up into the air. So we're coming into a lunge with an extension. But you're also twisting from the waist, and I want you to breathe. Now, if you think you can, only if you think you can, turn your palm so that it's facing backwards. Drop it down behind your back. If you're got a little bit of openness in your chest, you can probably touch your left thigh. Now, if you can find the balance and focus, I want you to take your left hand and bring it around your back, underneath your thigh. See if you can take hold of your hands behind your back and twist from the waist and breathe. One breath, two breaths. Hands are down, back into downward dog. So we'll try that on the other side. So, three-legged dog. Right leg away. Bring it all the way forward to your right hand. Turn down your left heel. You're in the lunge. So, your right ribs are now in contact with your right thigh. So I want you to step your right hand inside your left leg. Then I want you to extend your left hand straight up. You're twisting from the waist. Now if you get here, that's fine. This is a great pose. Opens the chest, everything. Lovely lunge. If you want to do a little bit more, turn your left palm backwards. Drop it down behind your back so you can touch your thigh. And if you think you can, find that focus. Push your feet into the ground, strengthen your thighs, engage your calves. Then, taking your right hand, bring it around, take hold of your other hand. Twist from the waist and look up and breathe. One more breath. Hands are down. Back into downward dog. Adho Mukha Shavasana.
So bring your knees down. I just want you to come into a sitting position where your feet are out in front of you. Sitting up nice and tall. Even if you have to use your hands, just push them down because you're going to get your spine nice and long. I want you to bend up your right knee so that your right foot is next to your left knee. Then step it over. Step your right foot over your left knee. Then, getting your sit bones nice and straight, nice and tall, and you extend up your right hand and place it lightly behind your back. So with your thumb is pointing towards your spine. Now already we're twisting. Already we're twisting from the waist, which is pretty much the only part of us that will twist, because can't twist bones, but our spine allows us to have that movement. So I want you to take your left hand, palm first, and stretch away. Actually lean forward, if you think you can. Then wrap your hand and your arm around your thigh. So your left hand should be resting on your right thigh. Now we've leaned forward to do that, so we need to get our spine back into a nice straight position. So up nice and tall. Twisting from the waist, turn your shoulders towards the back of the room, and finally turn your head. So twisting from the waist now. When you breathe in, I want you to breathe in calm. And I want you to breathe out tension. So any tension in the muscles, just breathe it out, breathe it out. And we need a certain amount of tension to stay upright. So we're just breathing out unnecessary tension. So breathing in. And with each little twist, that tension goes. And we're able to turn a little bit more. Breathing deeply. So breathe in the space. Breathe out the emptiness. And turn a little more. That ability to move with the breath, that's yoga. You're taking hold. Breathing. One more deep breath. And then just come back to center with your feet out in front of you. I'm going to turn this way. So, I want you to do the same now on the other side. So I want you to bend up your left leg. And I want to step your left foot over your right knee, so that your sole of your foot is planted firmly, and it's just the ankle of the left foot that's resting against your right knee. So from here now, I want you to take your left hand and bring it straight up in the air, then place it lightly behind you. Your thumb is pointing towards your spine. Your fingers are there, but they're not supporting you, they're just keeping you in balance. Then take your right arm, lean all the way forward, breathe in. And wrap your right arm around your left thigh. Now we've leaned forward to do that, so we need to get straight again, we need to get tall, nice, tall, long spine, engage the bandus, tuck the chin. And twisting from the waist, turn the shoulders towards the back of the room, and finally turn your head and breathe. Nice deep breath. Last breath. Breathe in. Hold the breath. Surrender. Emptiness. Okay. Last one. So, feet are straight out in front of you. Now some people who are really flexible and have long hamstrings, who perhaps haven't run their whole lives, and I have short hamstrings, so I want you to bend up your knees. You don't want to put your back under a strain. So we're going to bend up the knees so there's no pressure on our lower back. We're going to fold forward with our chest and just plant it onto our thighs. Now it's fine. Bending your knees is probably a great thing to do because you're not putting any strain on them or anything. You don't want to stretch and tear your muscles. It's a nice deep breath. Now, when your chest is touching your thighs, just let your head fall down and breathe. Nice forward bend. Now, if you think you can, begin walking your feet away a little bit. But try to keep that contact between your chest and your thighs. Last breath. Coming slowly up. So from here, that's it. I want you to come to lying down. And if you aren't warm after that practice, I don't know what to do, but you may need a blanket if you want to do some relaxation. A nice deep breath, and we'll relax. So I want you to lie down, or whatever's comfortable. If you want to sit, that's fine too. If you want to lie down, just taking a breath. So we're going to begin meditation by listening to the sounds and feelings that are outside. So as you close your eyes or have a soft focus, I want you to become aware of the sounds outside the room. Whatever they may be. I want you to hear the sounds and feelings inside the room. Temperature of the room. There's a clock ticking. And I want you to begin to move to the sensations of your body. Where the ground holds you up, supports you. The feeling of your toes touching your skin. The warmth of the breath leaving your body. The coolness of the air coming in as you breathe. Feeling of the muscles, any twinges you may have. Feelings the benefits of practice. And from here we're going to turn our gaze inwards. So we're going to begin experiencing the sensations inside your body. A tightness. A feeling of heaviness. A feeling of lightness. The sensations, the emotions in your body, the feelings. And begin by experiencing your thoughts. Not becoming part of your thoughts, but by observing your thoughts. Not following them, but allowing them to float away. Becoming aware that you are not your thoughts. That you're not the feelings, you're not the emotions, you're not the sensations. Sitting in the place of an observer, a listener. You can hear your thoughts, but you're not your thoughts. You can sense your feelings, but you are not overwhelmed by them. And if you want to, imagine you're walking along a forest path. It is an ideal day. Warm. The sounds of the forest.
you're walking along a forest path. As you come to a small bridge, crossing a small stream, there is a small bank of stones. And each stone represents something. It represents strength, decisiveness, courage, inner peace, kindness, caring, compassion, self-control, determinateness, or comfort. If you want to take the stone that you desire most, and absorb its energy. When you have absorbed its energy, whatever you chose, return the stone, cross the bridge, and return on the path that you came. Slowly returning to the sensations of your body and observing them, and observing your thoughts, and just holding this moment by being part of your breath. And if your mind begins to wander, just come back to your breath. Now very slowly, begin to leave the place of the observer and come back to the sensations of your body. So maybe begin by wiggling your toes or slowly moving your fingers or rotating your head from one side to the other, just releasing any tensions. Breathing in calm and breathing out tension. When you feel ready, just rolling onto your right hand side. Taking a deep breath here. Slowly begin pushing yourself up into a sitting position. Keeping your eyes closed, bringing your palms together and rubbing them to develop some warmth. And then slowly placing your palms over your eyes, allowing the warmth from your palms to absorb into your eyes, refreshing them. Then slowly opening your eyes behind your palms and dropping your hands down into Anjali Mudra in front of your chest. And we just might so taking a nice deep breath. Namaste. Thanks for joining me.